After 6 o'clock p.m. time to give shout out, it's 6:15 p.m.
Hello! West Alameda! It's time to give a shout out! Thank you! To all the frontline essential workers, to the doctors, the nurses, the longshoremen, the bus drivers, the truck drivers, the farm workers, those who work in the stores, those who work in the restaurants, the hotels, the counselors, teachers, parents, postal employees. So please, if you hear my voice, would you clap your hands, honk your horns, shout, make some noise! I hear you back there. Thank you, neighbors, frontline workers. We thank you. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? That was nice. One of my neighbors in the back, they responded and yelled out and everything. I always like when I hear my neighbors or even people just walking down the street when they say something. I like that. So it's a beautiful day out here, and I'm standing on my balcony doing this thing, and you know, I hope everybody has a good day, had a good day today. I actually had a good day, and we got the smog on my van, so that is a good thing. How you doing? You know, so that is a good thing. Happy about that. You know, really happy about all of that. The guy that's walking there right there, he looked like he's kind of having a hard time looking at my flag and looking at my Breonna Taylor, Black Lives Matter. I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to try to be nice. I'm trying to be nice up here. But he sure was looking all hard and stuff. Hey, how you doing, bro? Hey, man, I appreciate what you're doing out here for us. Yeah. I just gave my shout out to you guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Right on, bro.
Definitely appreciate it.
One love, baby. One love. Yes, sir. Peace. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Now butterfly all up in the flower. Hey, y'all, let me go on inside, stop messing with my neighbors out here. Okay, let me move some of this here stuff out the way. Today is day 429. It's June the 3rd, 2021. And according to the Coronavirus Pandemic Live, which I look at on YouTube, as of 5 o'clock p.m.
After 6 o'clock p.m. time to give shout out, it's 6:20 p.m.
That's my little indicator. Let me know. Don't be on here too long. Okay. So anyway, on the global front, 3,720,878 people, human beings, have died from coronavirus. And here in the United States, 611,572. And, I changed this thing. Oh, And yesterday, on June 2nd, this is what it was. Let me put that on there, June 2nd. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll be trying to rush this stuff, yeah. So yesterday on June 2nd, 3,710,000. Damn, is today June 2nd or is it June? First was Monday, second was Tuesday. Dang, y'all. I done messed up. Oh, no, it is. I had to look at my calendar. Oh, man, you know, when you get old, you be forgetting what's what. Okay, I apologize. Let me get back to this. So yesterday, on June the 2nd, 3 million, and I'm not, it's not a funny thing. It's just only funny because I guess I forget stuff. Yesterday, on June the 2nd, 3,710,824 in the United States, in the world, 610,992. A year and 2 months ago, it was 263,000 all over the world and 73,000 in the United States. Okay, so as always, I ask people to keep in their prayers and in their thoughts all those who have died from coronavirus, prayers and thoughts for those who tested positive for COVID-19 and for people who had to go to the hospital for surgery, for operations, for physical, emotional, mental issues. You know, people going to the hospital for all kinds of different things going on. So keep them in your prayers and in your thoughts. Yeah, so that's what's going on with. I'm sorry, man. I really got through off. Oh no. Hey, birthday shout out. Today is CJ Patterson and Paris Middleton. Happy birthday to y'all. Hey, happy birthday, CJ. Happy birthday, Paris. Paris went to Chipman Middle School when I was the campus supervisor there, and she was one of my kids in cadet corps. So happy birthday to you, to both of you. You guys, hope you have a beautiful birthday today on June the 3rd. I got your birthday right. Oh, man, I sure would have felt stupid if I had wrote this down wrong. On historical birth, you know, this is people who were born on June the 3rd. Let's talk about Josephine Baker. She was born in the United States, but because of the racial conditions and everything in this country, she ended up going to France. She was born in 1906 on June the 3rd. And in France, she became a big hit. I mean, they loved Josephine Baker in France. And then when World War II broke out and Germany ended up conquering France, Josephine Baker, they didn't do nothing to her, but she became like part of the French resistance. She was an operative for the French resistance. And I guess the Nazis didn't mess with her because, you know, she was like this famous singer and actress and everything. They didn't mess with her, but she would get information on the Nazis and pass it on to the resistance, who would pass it on to British intelligence. So that was like right on, Josephine Baker. Paulette Goddard, 1910, June the 3rd. She's also an actress and a model. In 1925, June the 3rd, Tony Curtis. I don't know. Tony Curtis, y'all probably don't know. Yeah, I get probably, well, people my age, my generation, y'all would know who these people's is. But, Tony Curtis, that, he was a movie actor here in this country. So, right on, Tony Curtis. Raul Castro, 1931, Cuba. Okay, so Raul Castro is the brother of Fidel Castro of Cuba. And Raul took over as presidente when Fidel was no longer able to fulfill his duties as president of Cuba. So Raul was part of the, part of that. Was it July 26th? That's when they first landed in Cuba to go fight against Batista and the regime over there. So I'm not going to even talk about all that stuff. Curtis Mayfield was born June 3rd, 1942. Curtis Mayfield. He's a songwriter, a singer, and a producer. So happy birthday to all of you. And, yeah, but happy birthday. Happy birthday, Josephine. Happy birthday, Paulette, Tony, Raul, and Curtis Mayfield. You guys, happy birthday. We know, yeah, thank you for everything that you did. All right, here we go. Bahala Na. June 3rd, we're going to talk about a little bit of world and local events. Right here in the Bay Area, gas prices are going up. They're going sky high. Well, let's make sure we understand that. Everywhere else in the United States, gas is a lot cheaper. Here in the Bay Area, for some damn reason, we always pay more. So like we're paying like $1.50, more than what they pay in the rest of the country. So right now, I think we're almost up to $5. I just went and got gas the other day, and I think I paid like $4.50 because we know I had to put premium. So that's just like, dang. But that's what it is. Oh, meat prices. Hey, y'all. Meat prices is going up. So if you're a carnivore, you a meat eater like me, it's going up. And that is due to the cyber attack. And don't forget, they had a cyber attack on gasoline. We're back there on the East Coast. And they had them long lines of people lining up to go get gas and stuff. So now there's another cyber attack. And they don't know if it was the Chinese or the Russians. But, we need to be prepared for them cyber attacks. They got a new way to attack us now. So that's what's going on. Israel. There's a new Israeli Unity Coalition, which is bringing together the left wing, the right wing, and moderates. And one of the things they're talking about doing is replacing Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel. That dude been in there like forever, and he was like Trump's boy. Well, him and Trump was like tight. But yeah, they getting ready to get rid of him. Ed Nash, what's up with you, baby? Yeah, Ed Nash. Hey, y'all, Ed Nash, that's a good man. He down there in Phoenix, Arizona. He was once formerly the vice president for ATU 192, as an AC transit operator. So props to you, Ed Nash. And he's also a Vietnam War veteran, okay? So, when we talk about veterans, we got to remember people like Ed Nash. When we talk about Memorial Day, we got to remember all those who did not come back home. Okay, so, shout out and props to all the veterans, hey, props to y'all. All right, on a historical note, on June the 3rd, 1539, Hernando de Soto claimed Florida for Spain. So this was during the time of colonization, and the Europeans France, England, Holland, all these Portugal. They were running all over the world, snatching up territory and stuff. And DeSoto, he was up there looking for the fountain of youth. I think it was DeSoto was looking for the fountain of youth. He never found the fountain of youth, but he decided that Florida was for Spain. They kept Spain from there to approximately 1805 or '06, something like that. That's when the United States came in and basically told Spain, either you sell it to us or we're just going to take it. So I believe Spain sold Florida for like 2 million, 3 million, something like that. The interesting thing is that during slavery, African slaves, they always tell, we always see the movies where the Underground Railroad, where African slaves and enslaved people would escape to the north, follow the North Star, and they get to the north and get to freedom. Well, before all that happened, African slaves would run away to Florida because Florida was owned by Spain, and Spain had the Seminole Indians was there, and the Seminoles of Florida and the African slaves, they banded together. And Spain was like, hey, y'all can stay here. We need a buffer zone against the gringos, against the Americans. And that's what they did. And anyway, there was a fort called Negro Fort, which after the War of 1812 and the War of Independence, the British, they had left a fort over there, and the blacks and the Indians, the Seminoles, they took it over, and the Americans went in there and they shot it up, and one of their cannonballs hit the ammunition dump and blew the whole thing up, and all the Africans and Seminoles that weren't killed, they took them back into slavery. So if only Spain could have held on to Florida, that would have been the sanctuary, and blacks wouldn't have had to go all the way to the north. They would have been able to escape into Florida, but they would have had to been able to hold it. All right. June 3rd, 1839. There was a governor. His name is Lin Se-Su. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He confiscated opium, 1.2 million kilograms of opium from British drug smugglers. So the British the reason that the Europeans and the colonial imperialists would do this is they needed a market. And so they had this opium that they was trying to get rid of. So where else can you get rid of opium? Let's put it in China. They got like millions of Chinese. We'll send it over there and get them hooked on drugs, get them hooked on opium. And so the British merchants would import this opium into China. It was illegal. It's illegal. The Chinese did not want this in the country. But you have to understand, China was militarily weak. They were militarily weak. And this governor, Lin Se-Su, decided to do what any country should have the right to do, which is to not allow illegal drugs into your country. You're a free and independent country. England did not look at it like that. England was like, these are the British. We're white people. We're used to going all over the world doing anything. We own India. We own the sun never sets on the British Empire. So how dare you destroy the property of British merchants? We don't care if the property happens to be opium. In Britain, opium is legal as long as we only sell the opium to people of color. Okay, so anyway. So they had what was known as the First Opium War. I think they actually fought 2, maybe 3 opium wars, and it was why China was already weak militarily, economically, and Britain just really brought that on to them even worse. But shout out to Lindsay Husu for taking a stand, even though it ended up with the Britain controlling great parts of England, China. My bad. 1864, June the 3rd, the American Civil War, the Battle of Cold Harbor. Union troops were fighting rebels. I wish I could tell you who won this battle. I believe that the damn slave master armies, the gray coats, the gray bellies, the Confederates, the I think they beat General Grant at this battle. I think I read that. I was rushing. I know there was a battle of Cold Harbor, but I think the Union actually lost that battle. But my bad for not knowing. Okay. June 3rd, 1943. This was right in the middle of World War II, y'all. So I don't know how many of y'all saw the movie Malcolm X. And Denzel Washington was in that movie. Remember that movie where this movie starts off in Denzel and his boy Spike Lee, they got on zoot suits. Okay, so they had zoot suits. And so evidently, the zoot suits use up a lot of material to make those clothes. And so they were saying that if you use up material like that, you're taking away from the effort of the war effort to fight against Imperial Japan and the Nazis in Germany and the fascists in Italy. Okay, so it was a style. It was a style. It's like predominantly the blacks and the Latinos and Filipinos in Los Angeles and on the West Coast, they wore those zoot suits. And on the East Coast, it was mostly African Americans was wearing the zoot suits, like we saw in the movie with Malcolm X, with Denzel Washington. Anyway, on June the 3rd, sailors and Marines down there in San Diego and Los Angeles decided that they were going to attack the Mexicans and any blacks and Filipinos that they saw wearing zoot suits. They took it as this was unpatriotic. I take it that they were just a bunch of white supremacist bigots. These were like the ancestors of those white supremacists that attacked the Capitol in 2021 on January 6th. Okay? So when they did it, the LA police, they didn't try to stop it. In fact, the LA police helped the Navy and the Marines.
This is Optimus Prime. Listen to me.
And the Shore Patrol, y'all know Shore Patrol and military police, they're the police for the military. When they see the military get out of line, they come crack heads and take them to the brig or whatever, okay? They didn't do that. They ran wild. They ran wild in LA. And every day they would come back. It's like you have to ask yourself the question. There was a lot of Mexican soldiers fighting in the United States Army in World War II overseas, while their relatives back in Los Angeles was being attacked. And there's blacks, we got all the blacks that was in black segregated army units, and we had Filipinos that was in, segregated units and stuff. Yet they're being attacked because of the suit that they're wearing, what was known as zoot suits. They're being attacked. And when they attacked them, what they did was they beat them up, and then they cut the clothes off of them and leave them laying on the street with nothing but their drawers on and sometimes butt naked. And then the police would come and arrest them for indecent exposure, arrest them for disorderly conduct. And naturally, when the police hit you on the head with a billy club, that's called resisting arrest. No, I'm sorry. When they put handcuffs on you, it's resisting arrest. When they hit you on the head with A billy club is called assault and battery on a police officer. See, I know about that stuff. I know. And that's what happened. The military did not pull in the Navy and the Marines until after 5 days, and they just tore up L.A. and they ran around looking for any kid wearing a zoot suit. And I'm saying they were youth because most of them was like youngsters. Most of them were youngsters and under the age of 18. But then there was also those in their 20s and maybe even early 30s. But any one of those, and not to say that the Zoot Suiters did not fight back, because Zoot Suits, hey, you a gangbanger, you gonna fight back. But what you gonna do when you got the police and you got the Navy and you got the Marines and you got the military police up there? Everybody was on you. All right, so that's what's up. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I want to also say this one. Let me do this part. I want to give out gratitude to the frontline essential workers in the memory of all those who have died due to COVID-19. Then I want to ask everybody to never forget the humans who were murdered by thugs, by criminals, by drug dealers, by gangbangers, by the police, by law enforcement, by the Nazis, the Ku Klux Klan, the white supremacists, the bigots, the terrorists, those who have died from domestic violence, those who have died by suicide, and those who have died because of somebody else being stupid. And being stupid was being high on drugs, being drunk, going for a joyride, and you end up killing somebody. So because of your stupidity, because of your action, somebody died. So I ask you, remember all those and let's not forget them in prayers and thoughts for all of them. And the last thing is Ronald Green. Every day I want to say his name, Ronald Green, murdered by the Louisiana State Police on May the 10th, 2019, 2 years ago. And I'm asking you to look it up on Facebook, look it up on Google, look it up on media, whatever way you have to look it up. Do some research on it. And look up Ronald Green. I'm going to redo this thing tomorrow, y'all. It's going to be done better. I'm sorry. My bad. But look him up. I've already talked about Ronald Green, but if you have time, look it up and see what that's all about. And that's it. So, everybody, I hope everybody has a good day. I think I had a pretty decent day. See, I hope it don't fall. No, I guess it ain't gonna fall. Wear a mask if you're inclined. I will continue to wear my mask. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna continue to wear my mask. Get vaccinated if that's your choice. I made the choice that I would get vaccinated, and I did. So I'm vaccinated. But I ain't mad at anybody, and that includes my own family members, because I know there's a lot of my family members ain't gonna do it, and that's their choice. We have the right to make that choice. Hey, y'all, stay safe, stay strong. Mabuhay, Amanla Awetu, Harambe, Ashe, Hokahe, Que Viva, Jayu, Mahalo, Shalom, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, Insha'Allah, Wakanda forever. You know, I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace, one love. Got you.